A former Dolphins player's contract on Monday evening sent shockwaves through Miami's fan base, but not for the usual reasons. This wasn't the typical announcement brimming with praise or polite appreciation. Instead, it brought back memories of bold words and underlying truths that many in South Florida have been stewing over. Safety Deshaun Elliott, off to Pittsburgh on a 2-year deal worth $12.5 million, including $9.21 million fully guaranteed, was never one to mince words. Sure, he only donned the aqua and orange jersey for a single season in 2023. 15 starts, 7 passes defended, a pick. But it's the aftermath that resonates. Post-exit, his comments pegged the Dolphins as soft as F, dismissing the entire locker room as lacking mental toughness. There were some guys who were tough, but the majority of the Dolphins were not mentally tough individuals, he stated on the Punchline podcast, and he didn't hold back. His take: so to be on a team with a full team of mentally tough guys going against a mentally tough team, this is going to be fun. But here's where it gets interesting. His remarks landed like stones in the water, rippling through the organization, stirring reactions, forcing a reevaluation of what it means to suit up in Miami. Was the frontline management rattled? Perhaps. Did players feel the sting? Likely. What's undeniable is that Elliott's blunt indictment grabbed attention. His harsh truth no longer echoes in an empty room. Take the Dolphins' offseason moves. A complete facelift in how the roster is structured, especially on defense. The secondary is practically unrecognizable from last year. Starting with the defensive backs, Miami looks toward a fresh unit. If Jalen Ramsey lands at a trade, that leaves room for at least 4 new starters in the cornerback and safety positions. These aren't minor tweaks. These decisions signal a desire to stomp out softness, to rebuild bones. And yet, wouldn't Elliott's return, given his experience and raw perspective, be a natural fit? It's almost ironic. A veteran who's already leveled criticism at the team might have been the spark they needed. Let's not forget the trench warfare up front. Dolphins used 3 draft picks on interior defensive linemen, guys weighing north of 330 pounds. Kenneth Grant, Jordan Phillips, Zeke Biggers. Each one carries a reputation for hauling their weight, for nastiness in between the tackles. That aggression in the middle wasn't an afterthought. It's strategy, an acknowledgement that the previous crew didn't leave enough bruises, didn't command fear. Not on this defense, not anymore. Offensively, Miami tore pages out of a new playbook of physical dominance, too. Guards James Daniels and Jonas Savaiania were brought in. These two are built differently than the more refined, pass-first molds of Liam Eichenberg and Robert Jones. The change is unmistakable. This isn't about aesthetics, it's a statement. The Dolphins are no longer introverted blockers. They intend to dominate. Maybe most revealing are the wide receiver acquisitions. The team signed taller, stronger targets like Nick Westbrook-Akine and undrafted free agents Andrew Armstrong and Theo Wees Jr. These additions show a direct response to the soft tag. Bigger frames, stronger contested catches, more resistance on chains and open field. The messaging is clear. No more tipping toes around physical play. It all begs the question, was Elliott's scathing take the lone catalyst for this upheaval? Probably not. But some truths demand attention, and a veteran calling out mental frailty isn't an easy tune to ignore. Maybe Dolphins decision-makers have quietly admitted that the DNA needed splicing. Maybe they recognized the sting of his words as a challenge. Either way, every draft pick, trade rumor, free agent signing this offseason screams toughness. They're signing players who can flatten a man, who can soldier through tight quarters, who embody a level of grit. The culture shift? It's now in plain sight. No longer whispers in hallways or locker room rumors. The front office is constructing a wall of intent. They're telling the rest of the league, don't test our backbone. This isn't a flexible operation. They're building immovable object defenders. They're signing interior linemen who'll bend quarterbacks in half. They're picking guards who will ram defensive linemen off the ball. They're recruiting receivers who won't blink at corners hanging over their shoulders. And that's just the start. So here's the tea. Miami is under construction, but not for the sheen or shine fans usually see. This is organizational overhaul, down to core beliefs. They're rebelling against weakness. They're pivoting toward mentality that's slightly brutal. That edge, rumored for months, is no rumor now. It's reality.